Good afternoon, everyone. This is GOAT Collectibles with a breakdown of one of my most recent purchases, a 1996 finest Kobe Bryant rookie, Gold Refractor Psa 8.5. I recently purchased this card in a private transaction, and I wanted to walk you through the process that I used as to why I purchased this exact card and why I felt it was a smart use of my money. The fact of the matter is, I can invest my money in anything in the world: stocks, comics, Pokemon, other sports cards, bonds, or I could keep it in cash. But I think a video like this is important to walk you through the mindset of somebody that's been a collector for a long time and that has deployed serious amount of money into this hobby, and to walk you through my thought process. So the first question is, why sports cards at all? Why invest in sports cards? So while not necessarily the best investment advice, I buy sports cards because they give me joy and spark nostalgia. I've been buying sports cards for almost 40 years and love the act of collecting itself. That said, sports cards are in a downturn, or at least a period of reevaluation. Even key cards like the 1986 Flair Michael Jordan rookie have seen tremendous spikes with rapid drops. With that volatility in mind, I haven't purchased a sports card in over a year. Instead, trying to focus on Magic the Gathering, game-used sports memorabilia, and some non-sealed sports items. But in my personal opinion, I feel now may be a good time to research and examine the softness in certain parts of the sports card market. Not necessarily with the intention to buy anything, but just the act of research, absorbing information, and trying to assess investments to try to find interesting opportunities is the goal. The key is to look for opportunity in the market. Whether you spend money or not is irrelevant. My personal timeline for investments is now 20 years. That doesn't always hold true, and if the facts dramatically change on an investment, I may need to reassess. But I try to have a long-term outlook, and the end point is 20 years. Number two is why invest in basketball cards. In my opinion, the basketball card collecting community is the most entertaining and passionate sports card segment on social media. I have absolutely no data to back this statement up, but this is my interpretation from looking at TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram posts, groups, collectors, and personalities. Also, the NBA is the most popular sports league among Gen Z and millennials because of the love for the players and the brands that those players create. A recent sports survey by YPulse.com shows that LeBron James is the Gen Z and millennials' favorite pro athlete, and top 3 of the top 5 athletes are basketball players, with Kobe Bryant placing number 8. For more insights, I also look at a website called Atlan Insights, that's spelled ATLAN Insights, and I'll put the link in the description below. They produce quarterly reports on sports card markets for public consumption. I want to review some of the data from their 2022 second quarter report. Between Heritage Auctions and PWCC auctions, basketball made up well over 50% of the total dollar amount of the top 100 sales across all sports. Another interesting stat is that across all sports, the website Card Ladder shows that basketball had the second worst decline in sports card values at 18.26%, second only to football with a 21.4% loss from the second quarter of 2022. One interesting quote from the report says this: "We've been careful to point out that despite the broad plunge, most cards and players remain valued dramatically above spring 2020 levels." So even with a recent substantial dip, they are hinting that cards may still be overvalued. What does this mean? In my opinion, there is a huge disconnect between NBA star players and the values for their respective cards and how the market analyzes the investments. We have bona fide stars like Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards whose performances are out of this world, but their mid to low tier cards have taken some serious hits in value. Is there an opportunity there? Maybe, maybe not. I would recommend researching population reports on these cards and asking yourself this question: what would these athletes need to do to entice a collector or investor to pay 20% more than current market value for these cards? Or you can even make it 50%, whatever the metric is for investing and whatever your timeline is. How are these cards and why are these cards going to go up in value? What type of collector would pay more than market value for these type of cards? So to sum it up, the NBA is a global marketing machine with athletes who are loved and marketed for maximum exposure. Basketball cards may still be overvalued in certain segments, but to minimize risk, we'll try to focus on established brands and players that are more stable, with lower downside and higher upside. So number 3 of my analysis is why Kobe Bryant. This was probably the easiest part of the analysis. Kobe is an icon, a champion, NBA Hall of Famer, top 10 player ever, a Los Angeles Laker for life. He has an amazing story arc with a tragic ending. His philosophies on life and winning are available in book form, movies, and social media 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, 365 days a year, and will be forever. Just today, I came across 2 motivational Kobe video clips on Instagram. The world was left wanting more from Kobe to see what he would become after basketball, and that he definitely left us way too soon. That said, some of the most prolific, dedicated, hardcore sports card collectors focus on Kobe Bryant. The amount of money they're willing to spend on desirable key Kobe cards and collectibles is pretty stunning. In my opinion, the desire for Kobe cards and collectibles will only go up. Not the price necessarily, because that can have volatility in the short term that has nothing to do with Kobe, but I'm pretty certain the desire itself for these cards will stay high. You still have to be sensitive to extreme price swings and not get caught up in overpaying. It is a tough mental exercise because you don't want to have false price anchors and miss out on opportunities. For example, if I feel a car will be worth $10,000 in 5 years and I have a chance to buy it for $3,500 today, does it really matter in the whole scheme of things if I pay $3,700 or even $4,000? How would I feel if I paid $3,700 and the card value dropped to $2,500 in a year? Would I panic and sell, or would I hold? Everyone is built differently, but for me, again, I try to have a mindset to build forever investments. The reason I have this mindset is that nearly every misstep I've ever had buying and selling sports cards involves me getting impatient and selling too soon. We are molded by our experiences. So, number 4 in the analysis is why this specific card of Kobe Bryant. So why did I pick the 1996 finest Kobe Bryant Gold Refractor rookie card, number 269? I remember when this card was issued in 1996, and I remember just being awestruck as a young collector. You have a gold card with the gold and purple of the Lakers colors, with a stunning photo of Kobe attempting a reverse dunk, which if you look up online is eerily similar to a famous reverse dunk of Michael Jordan from the 1987 Slam Dunk Contest. The young apprentice paying tribute to the master. Add in the stunning refractor design that just dances on the card. This card is a true piece of art. So aesthetically, the card has everything going for it. Next are the metrics of the card itself as far as grading and population reports. As of right now, this is one of only 2 PSA 8.5s. And for the purposes of this video and my analysis, I combine cards with the coating and the cards without the coating, which is the sheath on the front of Topps Finest cards that you can peel off. My card does not have the coating, and it shows off the colors in a stunning fashion. Next, we need to take a look at the PSA prices for some guidance on value. On eBay right now, we have a PSA 10 for $500,000, a PSA 8 for $16,000 our best offer, and a PSA 9 for $15,000 our best offer. That's all there is for PSA. If you look at BGS, you'll need to be very careful comparing PSA to BGS because of the nuances involved with certain cards, sports, desirability, among other collectors as well. But just for research purposes, let's take a look. There's a BGS 9 for $40,000 our best offer, a BGS 8.5 for $13,000 our best offer, a BGS 8 for $8,000 our best offer. So just 3 BGS cards total for sale on eBay, same as PSA. If we look at PWCC fixed price offerings, we have a PSA 9 for $22,500 our best offer, a BGS 9.5 for $250,000 our best offer, and a PSA 10 for $500,000 our best offer. Again, just 3 available on PWCC. This is what is for sale in the market today. So let's look at recent sales on Card Ladder. A PSA 10 sold for $54,000 on June 25th, 2022. And a PSA 9 sold for $10,200 on June 25th, 2022. A raw card in near mint condition sold for $5,600 on June 2nd, 2022. If we take a look at the PSA Pop report, again, combining the coded cards with the uncoded cards, PSA 8 has 46 graded copies. PSA 8.5 again has 2 graded copies. PSA 9 has 109 graded copies, and PSA 10 has 45 graded copies. The finest gold refractors were inserted 1 in every 288 packs, but there are only 18 gold border rare cards in the 1996 Topps Finest Series 2. So the odds of pulling a Kobe gold refractor is 1 in every 5,184 packs or 216 boxes. A 24-pack box recently sold on eBay for $1,900 shipped. That means you would expect to have to spend $410,000 on boxes at current market value to be able to pull a Kobe Bryant gold refractor from a pack. Centered copies of this issue definitely carry a premium among collectors. There are also concerns around this card turning green over time due to a chemical reaction with these refractor cards. Other videos and forums have documented this issue, but for my purposes, I don't think there's enough of an issue to not buy the card because of that reason. Overall, a PSA 9 last sold for $10,200 and a raw copy sold for $5,600. So I felt paying a fair amount for a PSA 8 would be between this range, maybe towards the higher end. The midpoint between the raw card and the PSA 9 card is $7,900. So in my opinion, paying anything less than that would be a deal, and that is exactly what I did. So again, just to kind of give a brief summary, I analyzed why invest in sports cards at all, why to invest in basketball cards, why focus on Kobe Bryant, and why focus on this card itself. Something to think about as well with investing is trying to get out of your own way and trying to not overanalyze everything. I think there's a point where you analyze too little, but there's definitely a step mentally where you analyze too much and you don't take any action. All this stuff is great and it's a fun hobby, but unless you take some action and make some decisions and see how your investing strategies work out, you're not going to learn. And sometimes taking losses are the best lessons in life. So again, thank you for your time. That's all I got, and have a great day.